If you've been following Toronto real estate and feeling confused, you are not alone. On paper, 2025 seems pretty rough. Prices have come down, inventory has been building, and generally momentum has slowed. From a pure stats perspective, we have seen property values come down. But here's the thing, Toronto is not one market. If you zoom in, things become quite interesting. So let's zoom in, starting with the coldest part of the market. By far, the weakest segment in 2025 has been pre-construction condos. Investors have largely left the building this year. We also have foreign investors who have been hit with a 35% foreign buyer tax, 25% for Ontario, and 10% for Toronto. Then we have the pre-construction prices, which currently don't really match today's reality. The result? Some projects are going into receivership, some are being canceled, some are pivoting from becoming a condo to a purpose-built rental. I should also point out that there are far fewer condo proposals this year than we have seen in previous years. Next up, on the cooler side of the market, we have tiny condos with tenants in place. Most of the buyers now tend to be end users, which means that they will be living in the condo that they purchase. Many tiny condos are built for investors because they are meant to be rented, and a lot of buyers don't want to actually live in them. So they are looking for something just a little bit bigger. I should also point out, as many of you know, that 2025 has been very low for investors. So we're not seeing a lot of investors out there buying properties with tenants in them. And of course, we do have some toughness with the Ontario tenancy laws that makes it a lot more difficult to get vacant possession from tenanted properties than empty ones. We are also seeing sharper corrections in the outer GTA, places like Brampton and Durham. These places have had huge run-ups in price during the pandemic as people fled Toronto to go and buy a house. And now that that has burst and the prices are coming down, we are still seeing that playing out in 2025. I should also point out that those areas have a lower affordability ceiling. So though prices may be less expensive out there, people are strained more to pay for their mortgage and gas and food. So what part of the Toronto real estate market is holding up better? Well, starter houses in strong Toronto neighborhoods are a good case. Houses between 1 and 1.5 million in neighborhoods that have good schools, that are close to transit, that are community oriented and have a good main street. Neighborhoods like Riverdale and Leslieville are still doing well for houses. I know that as recently as December, I have seen bully offers on properties. I have seen multiple offers on properties. Many of the houses in these areas are still very much in demand, and we are seeing some competition with them. It is nothing like 2022, where we are seeing 10 offers on one property, but still it is showing quite a bit of resilience. To put a number on it, Toronto's E1 district, which includes Leslieville and Riverdale, is sitting at 3.78 months of inventory. Anything under 4 is considered a seller's market. So yes, there is still some pockets in the Toronto real estate market that are considered a seller's market. We are even seeing a stronger performance with larger condos, 2 bedrooms and up. Now I should point out that even 2-bedroom condos are showing lower prices this year and growing inventory, but they are one of the stronger segments of the condo population in 2025. Why is that? Well, we have a lot of people who are looking for houses that are priced out, who are starting to look for larger condos as an alternative. We also know that larger condos tend not to be the place for investors. They tend to stick to smaller ones. So the turnover of these condos is a lot easier. And finally, leasing. Even though we have seen rents come down roughly $100 per month in 2025, leasing activity has increased. In 2025, we have seen more leasing activity than the previous 4 years. That is certainly not the case with sales. I think that many of the buyers who are sitting on the sidelines are continuing to lease and keeping that market more active. So what's the takeaway? When people say that the Toronto market is down, that is only half the story. It is true that there are segments of the Toronto real estate market that are struggling, but there are also segments that are proving to be more resilient. And for 2026, knowing the difference really matters. I'm David Coffey of Bosley Real Estate.